Tonight's headlines: PDP Laban in talks with other parties. Decision on PDP Laban factions expected in December. Coronavirus cases in the country at 2,705,792. The Philippines receives 844,800 doses of AstraZeneca jabs. PAGASA declares start of La Niña. And Philippine Stocks Index ends week up. Good evening. Today is Friday, October 15, 2021. I am Elmer Navarro Manuel and this is Tribune News on Q. Here are the stories for this evening. Ruling party PDP Laban said Friday it was in talks with three groups about forging an alliance for the May 2022 general elections. PDP Laban Secretary General Melvin Matibag said that it includes the Nationalista Party and two other groups which were not identified. The senatorial aspirants backed by President Rodrigo Duterte are former Presidential Legal Counsel Salvador Panelo, former Senator Gregorio Honasan, Sagip Party List Representative Rodante Marcoleta, former Presidential Anti-Corruption Commission Chief Greco Belhica, broadcaster Ray Langit, former Agrarian Reform Secretary John Castraciones, actor Robin Padilla, and DPWH Secretary Mark Villar. Duterte is the chairman of the PDP Laban led by Energy Secretary Alfonso Cusi. Commission on Elections spokesperson Director James Jimenez said that the decision on which PDP Laban faction is legitimate is expected by December of this year. To recall, the PDP Laban faction led by Energy Secretary Alfonso Cusi had filed a petition before the poll body to declare Senators Manny Pacquiao and Aquilino Pimentel III as legal representatives of the party. COMELEC then ordered Pacquiao and Pimentel to respond to the petition filed by the Cusi wing. Pacquiao's group has maintained that they are the legitimate PDP Laban group. Meantime, PDP Laban Cusi wing Secretary General Melvin Matibag said they attended a hearing on Thursday regarding the issue, adding that the poll body had instructed both camps to submit their respective position papers on the matter. The Department of Health reported 7,625 confirmed coronavirus disease cases on Friday to bring the total number of infections in the country to 2,705,792. This brought the active cases to 78,999, and of the total, 80.6% are mild, 6.4% are asymptomatic, 3.9% are severe, and 1.7% are in critical condition. The number of recoveries, on the other hand, rose to 2,586,369 after 13,363 patients recovered from the deadly disease. The death toll is now at 40,424 with 203 fatalities recorded. Data also show that 66% of the 4,300 ICU beds nationwide are in use, while 64% of the total 1,500 ICU beds in the National Capital Region are occupied. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
Magandang araw mga katribu! Narito na ang mga makakasama nyo tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Roy Pelevelo, Comfy Manalo, Atty. Lia Badillo Crisostomo, Vernon Velasco, Kim Sancha at Jerk Balagtas. Abangan ang programang Gising Na mula alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga sa Facebook page ng Daily Tribune.
Ilabas na ang mainit na kape at samahan kami sa inyong pag-almusal, mga katribo.
Sama-sama natin alamin ang mga natatagong istorya sa mga latest na kaganapan sa loob at labas ng bansa. Simulan natin ang bawat umaga with good vibes sa mga informative and recreational segments ng aming programa.
Maaari niyo rin ibahagi sa amin ang inyong opinion via Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now sa YouTube.
Makichika na rin sa latest showbiz happenings mga katribo.
Kaya naman, magkita-kita po tayo mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga at magsama-sama po tayo sa
Gising na!
Ayon sa World Bank, tinatayang 4.8 hanggang 12.7 milyong toneladang plastic ang sumisira sa ating karagatan taon-taon. Halos 80% nito ang nanggagaling sa Asya. Sa buong mundo, ang Pilipinas ay itinuturing na pangatlong pinakamalaking nagdudulot ng polusyon sa karagatan. Ang nakalalasong kemikal mula sa plastic ay di lamang kumukontamina sa karagatan, ngunit pati na rin sa hanging nilalanghap at lupang ginagalawan natin. Kung magpapatuloy ang kasalukuyang paggamit ng single-use plastics, sa taong 2050, mas marami na ang plastic kumpara sa mga isda na nasa ating mga karagatan. Dahil dito, mas pinaiigting ng pamahalaan ang kampanya laban sa paggamit ng single-use plastics. Nanganganib ang ating planeta. Iisa lang ito. Lahat tayo ay dapat kumilos sa lalong madaling panahon upang pangalagaan ito. Tama na ang plastikan.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
In other news, the Philippines received 844,800 doses of AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccines on Friday afternoon. The fresh batch of vaccine doses, which arrived at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport Terminal 3, was donated by the German government through the COVAX facility. Vaccine czar Carlito Galvez Jr. expressed his gratitude to the German government for the delivery of the AstraZeneca jabs. Another batch of Pfizer vaccine doses was scheduled to arrive in the country on Friday night, according to the National Task Force Against COVID-19. State Weather Bureau PAGASA announced on Friday the official start of La Niña and the end of the habagat season. PAGASA Deputy Administrator Esperanza Cayanan said La Niña is characterized by stronger than usual rains and added that the La Niña could last until the first quarter of 2022. Around 4 to 6 tropical cyclones are expected to enter or develop in the Philippine area of responsibility during this period, it added. PAGASA also declared the end of the habagat or the southwest monsoon season and the start of the amihan or the northeast monsoon season. And in business, the Philippines main equities index finished the week up on positive earnings report by listed firms, but the peso depreciated against the US dollar. The Philippine Stock Exchange Index gained 30.35 points or 0.42% to 7,213.46 at the closing bell. The broader all shares followed with a jump of 4.86 points or 0.11% to 4,448.81. Hina Capital Development Corporation head of sales Luis Limlingan said that investors took note of the easing of movement curbs in the National Capital Region after it was placed under Alert Level 3 from October 16 to 31 due to the decline in the number of coronavirus disease cases. Volume totaled 1.22 billion shares, amounting to 10.56 billion pesos. Advancers led decliners at 113 to 84, while 45 shares were unchanged. The peso, on the other hand, weakened against the US dollar after closing the trade at 50.711 from 50.605 on Thursday. That wraps up the stories tonight, and before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store, Araneta City, Department of Tourism, and Overseas Community Affairs Council member Alan Lin of the Republic of China for their continued support. Again, this is Elmer Navarro Manuel, and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe stay healthy, and stay at home. Good night, and God bless us all.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
It's time for the all-new season of the Athletes Tribune. Non-stop revelations,
Gusto namin itanong ngayon kung ano ba yung status mo ngayon with your team, with Santa Lucia.
diretsahang usapan,
Let's talk about the national team. And alam po namin na hindi ka nakasama sa original crew. So medyo nagulat ka pa doon.
and exciting updates.
Kamusta ba ang puso ni Nika Reyes?
Abangan ngayong Lunes ang 3-time UAAP champion at multi-awarded middle blocker, isa sa mga pinakahinahangaan sa Philippine Volleyball, Mika Reyes. Ngayong Lunes na, October 18, 7 p.m. sa pina-exciting na season ng The Athletes Tribune.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.